I'm going to show you everything I made with the Harvest collection from Carta Bella. Hey everyone, so I picked up this Harvest collection from Carta Bella during one of their warehouse sales. I also picked up the coordinating solids. I made a mini album. Let me show you. This is a 6.5 by 8.5 mini album with a 2.25-inch spine. I used some craft color cardstock from Hobby Lobby. It's thicker than 65-pound weight, and it really made this a really heavy album. So the cover has just a couple of layers. It has some coordinating cardstock. I did stitch around a couple of times on it. There's a little bow here using some craft color twine, and I added a little twine nest here. Couple of leaves. I had used a Lawn Fawn die cut that I had in my stash just to add a little pizzazz to it, and a flower I had in my stash. So let me take you inside. Inside, I did decide to make a waterfall in the front. Now, because this craft cardstock is really heavy, it made it thick. I don't know if you can see how thick it is. So I didn't add, except for the front, which was hiding a magnet, the top. I didn't add anything to the waterfall, just allowing you to add lots of photos. I mean, can you see going to a cabin or taking a trip to the mountains or maybe even Thanksgiving? The way this closes is I have a flap, a little larger flap. It's 5.5 inches by 6.25. So I didn't make it to add a photo to, but just so there would be a magnet, a really hefty magnet. So even if you were to add photos, it's going to close. So there is the inside front cover. The first page, I just loved this paper and didn't want to do too much to it all, but I did take a sticker from the collection, backed it on cardstock, fussy cut it, and made it a little tuck spot, added a 4x6 cut apart. Now there are 5 pages and each one has a hidden photo mat tucked inside the pages. I just thought it would give you more room for photos, and plus look at how pretty it is. How pretty. So inside, so page, the back of page 1, front of page 2, I took advantage of the 4x4 cut aparts and made a couple of flaps so you could add some photos to the flaps and a photo to the page. You could add photos there. So lots of room for photos. Here's that hidden photo mat. Another example of where I took an element from the sticker sheet, backed it on cardstock, and made it a tuck spot. Now you don't need to put these cards where I put them. You could add a photo to here. How cute would that be to have a photo with, what do I have on the back? With this little wagon just sort of peeking out from it. I just think that's so cute. This page has a small pocket. I mean, it's big enough to put a 4x6, well, it's actually 4.25 by 6.25 photo mat there, 3x4 photo mat, and then this opens. I've got a tuck spot at the top, so you could add your photo to here, to the page. You could add your 4x6 photo, it's okay. And you could actually add a 4x6 photo here. I did make this a little pocket, but it doesn't mean you need to use it as a pocket. You could just use it as a decorative element and add your picture to there. So there is our hidden photo mat. Now this page has matching side loading pockets towards the center of the page. I put an element here and an element there just to counterbalance it, and then added these gorgeous cut aparts into the pocket there. There is our hidden photo mat. This page has a stacked pocket. So, and then here are our cut aparts, which you could add photos to the back to, maybe journaling to the back. Write all about your trip to the apple orchard to go pick apples, or pumpkins, or whatever it is you do in fall or autumn, as they say. So there are 2 cut aparts there, or hidden photo mat. And then the last page has a wide belly band with a photo mat there. I used a 4x4 cut apart to decorate that belly band. I just thought it was pretty. And then for the closure, I did use a brad with a maple leaf. It was the perfect spot for it. I added the twine to the bottom, used a coordinating eyelet there. Just something a little different I've been doing lately. And then, of course, I have my pocket on the last page, so you can add all of those photos you didn't put anywhere else in the book, or maybe the ticket to the pumpkin patch, or I don't know, whatever you feel like. I did tie a little bow on that twine just so you could see where it is. And then the back page has this paper. I thought was just simply gorgeous. If another paper I'd wallpaper my craft room with. And then I took a sticker, added some craft cardstock to it, rounded the corners, and just added it there. There is our spine. And there we are back at the front. But that is not all. I had some paper left, and I decided to do some things with it. So let me show you how I smashed the rest of the collection. I made some cards. Now I still need to put sentiments on the cards. I'm going to leave it until I know what I'm going to do. Probably these will be thanks, but that could also be for Thanksgiving, and I took advantage of the leaves on the paper. That said give thanks, but I send out more thank you cards than Thanksgiving cards. That's just a simple card, and that is too. And then again, I left that blank, but I was able to make a couple of cards because sometimes I send out cards. And then another thing I was able to do was make a couple of these little notebooks. These are using 4x6 index cards. And I just like to, sometimes if people order a lot from me, I like to send a little something in the order. So there's that one. This one says fall is in the air. This one has some pockets in it, and I just tucked a couple of things in the pockets. A couple of dividers. Lots more pages, another divider, lots more pages, and another pocket with something in the pocket. But there's more. So I had small scraps, and when I'm sending out my Etsy orders, I include a couple of different things. And so I made some hidden, well, they're not hidden. I made some paper clips with some leftovers from my stash. So the name of the paper was Harvest. I like putting words on pieces of ephemera or whatever, and so I just cut out the from the branding strip. I cut out where it says Harvest for those. The pumpkin was on one page. I just used a circle punch to cut that out. It's actually layered. I don't know that you can see that, but that's layered on top of a circle, on top of a scallop circle. The Harvest is layered. I had a little leaf punch that I cut that out, and then I had some smaller ones. So I just thought those would be fun to include with my Etsy orders. So all of that, and I am so thankful that I can tell you that I have smashed the Harvest collection. It was a 12 by 12 collection that I said I wanted to smash for the month of October. It's a gorgeous collection. I have a feeling a Echo Park warehouse sale is coming up soon, so there is still time to get it, and you can make yourself a book for Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fabulous day. Oh, don't forget to subscribe. Now, have a fabulous day.